Maybe Dan, what gave you the idea that you could be teaching biochemistry to little kids, and where were you in your career when this idea evolved, and
Yeah,
what
so
were
a
the
lot of what
influences?
so a lot of what Brandon said, I totally agree with. The outsider view. So I really got interested in education. My parents are teachers. I really like, I was into learning, but I started off college as a music ed major, and I got into teaching very little kids in Center City, Philadelphia, using this theory called the Gordon Learning Theory. And I was very influenced by this idea of teaching modal music and odd non-Western meters to little kids to try to cultivate their musical aptitude at a very early age.
Hmm.
When I switched majors to science, I brought a lot of this music pedagogy with me into science learning. So that's like the outsider view. And I think it's sometimes hard for science people to see like what I'm doing because I'm influenced by art and music learning like heavily. And I have, this idea that there's really the limits that are put on kids through traditional standard based learning. Like we said, if we were going to redesign this, not starting from 1900, but right now, like what would we do? So during my PhD, I kind of started to apply this idea as I was learning this amazing like structural biology information and molecular biology. I was like, why can't kids learn this? Like, why did I have to take a PhD from Yale to learn this stuff? Like, you could teach this to third graders. So then I began experimenting. We heavily use these kinds of molecular models to do all kinds of high-level biological, understanding. And same as Brandon, during the pandemic, these ideas kind of crystallized, and we found the homeschool community. And I just really began to, go to bring this to the end of what it could really do. And I've been working with kids all over the world. Like thousands of kids have used the program at this point. Really, what we're doing is I'm using, very cutting edge structural and information and data from experiments that are just a couple of years old. And a lot of the lessons that I'm doing couldn't have been done 5 years ago because it's about, the most modern understanding of how the heart beats or how the eye senses light, something like that. So we can build this amazing scaffold to get the kids to understanding what I feel like should be commonplace knowledge. Like, how does your heart beat? How do we see?